Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, thank you so much for checking me out. Today we're going to be doing a video all about the inside of an abuser's mind and what they're thinking and what they are doing when they are trying to control you and get you under their thumb. Today I've gotten a lot of my information from the book Why Does He Do That? And this book is by the author LUNDY Bancroft. He is an amazing author and he has a PhD that he received from Harvard, and he specializes in abuse, and I really highly recommend this book for you guys. I can link it down below in the description for you. If you like the video, give this video a big thumbs up and definitely subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. So first of all, the abuser is controlling, okay? He wants or she wants, I'm going to just use a he because it's going to make it a lot easier for me, but he can use control to abuse his victim, like the partner or his friend or whoever he is controlling. He can control his partner by controlling who he or she speaks to, controlling what they wear, controlling things like when the person can go out, when the person must be home, controlling things like what the person wears and saying things like, you have to go back and go change your outfit, I don't like that, it's not okay, you don't look good in that. They can also be very controlling when it comes to children and the decision making for the children. They can tend to overrule and say that it's their type of parenting style, their type of discipline, their way when it comes to how the children behave and the way the children have to act, or etc., etc. They want to be in control. And the abuser is proud when they give their victim certain freedoms, and it makes them feel like they are justified when they are punishing the victim for defying the abuser's ideas. The abuser is going to say like, oh, I let her, you know, pick her own clothes, so the fact that she's not agreeing that the children should be punished for disobeying this rule is ridiculous, and then they will punish the victim in turn because they don't like that the victim is going against what they want, because they allow the victim to have other choices. Number 2, the abuser feels entitlement. What is entitlement? Well, entitlement is the feeling that you are above everybody else. You come first, it's you who should have the final say, and you are on that pedestal above everyone else. So the abuser uses that special status that they have, and they feel that they should have the final say and they should have exclusive rights to certain privileges that their partner should not be part of. They feel that they should override their partner's feelings or decisions or what their partner is allowed to do because they have those exclusive rights. And that is the entitlement that they feel. So it could be something like they feel that they should be allowed to go and spend $300 without talking to their partner, but if their partner did the same thing, they would be absolutely furious and they would punish their partner for that same action. Another example of entitlement in a family setting would be is if a family went out, they stayed up really late, the next day the whole family is exhausted, but the partner that is abusive will say that they are entitled to sleep, they are entitled to no interruptions, no having to take care of the children, and the other partner, who is the victim, will have to take care of the children and the abuser because the abuser feels that he is more entitled to sleep and rest than his partner, because that's the entitlement that he should have with the exclusive rights. Women who experience domestic violence are very much more likely to suffer extreme forms of abuse, such as kicking, punching, choking, being threatened with a knife or a gun, and sexual violence. In Canada, approximately every 6 days, a woman is killed by her intimate partner. Out of the 83 police reported intimate partner homicides in 2014, 67 of the victims, over 80%, were women. So I'm going to show you guys a diagram of a life without abuse, a fear, and one that has respect in their relationship, and both man and woman have an equal say in the choices in their relationship and for their children. And it looks like this. Both the man and the woman have the same amount of say and freedom and responsibility in the choices, and then there is the child or children that have a little bit of less of a say in the bigger choices, but they still have respect, and they still have the right to live without being afraid of abuse. And then you come to a life with all those things: abuse, fear, disrespect, and no freedom. And you will see that the man is the larger portion, and the woman is very closely like the children when it comes to the priority of the women and the child. That the man is inflated with his rights. Sometimes the man's rights become so inflated, and his special priority over the woman and children gets so large that their rights are just completely gone, and the man basically takes over all of this. So it's just this showing, and basically the woman and the child or the children have absolutely no say, no freedom, and no respect. Another thing that abusers like to do is they like to twist things into their opposite. And when I say that, what am I talking about? Well, let's say there is an abuser and he is being disrespectful to his wife all night, and the wife finally says, "I've had enough, you're immature, you're being really rude, and I've had it," and the abuser slaps the lady wife partner, and he is blaming her for his act of violence because of what she said. But really, she said all these things because he was being rude, disrespectful, and very ignorant, and those were actually legitimate reasons for her to speak up. So he is going to be using those things that she has said as an excuse for violence. The abuser's entitlement really creates him to reverse the anger and use it as self-defense for his own actions. So basically, he is taking the victim's anger and he is using this as, oh, I had a right to do X, Y, or Z. The abuser considers himself superior, and therefore he can easily disrespect his partner without second thinking about it. He's not having a second thought about it. He can easily do this because he feels like he is better than his victim. The way that abusers do not feel the guilt that people who are not abusive would feel. Typically, people that are not abusive would feel very guilty about doing many of the things that abusers do, is that they like to objectify their victim so that they really basically turn their victim into a blob where there's no feelings. The victim has no opinion. The victim is basically just another object in the abuser's mind. Therefore, when they are arguing and they call them things like you're a pig, a cow. You know, they call them derogatory and degrading sexual body parts. It violates the victim, but the abuser doesn't have to feel that guilt because they really objectify their victim to the point where they don't feel like they have feelings and emotions and human rights. If the abuser can objectify his victim, he really doesn't have to feel that guilt, and he can ultimately end up feeling blameless for his actions. Approximately 80% of dating violence is estimated to be women. This is very interesting considering that 70% of domestic violence is not reported to the police. Annually in Canada, approximately 362,000 children are exposed to domestic violence. Children who witness 10 or more incidents of parental domestic violence between the ages of 16 are at least twice as likely to attempt suicide, and children who witness violence in the home have twice the rate of psychiatric disorder as children from non-violent homes. So violence really affects children, women, and men. It definitely is not just a female problem. There are many men in this world who do get abused as well. Statistically, it is definitely a higher issue that we see for females. If you guys learned anything today, please share it with people that you know. This is such an important topic in my heart. I feel that domestic violence is something that is just so poisonous and toxic that if you can share this video and help people that may be in a situation like this, I would be so happy to be able to help someone. And if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you guys watching my videos and be part of my family. So give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, guys.